Good day, part to you, and welcome to the Assassin's Creed launch celebration live stream. We are live from Ubisoft Toronto. I'm Zach Cooper of the community team, and yes, I get a little excited sometimes. It is a launch day after all. ACU is available. A lot of our people who are watching already have it. I'm already being told to quiet down. This is going to be very difficult. Joining us right now and throughout the entirety of the Ubisoft Toronto portion, we've got Leslie Fordtoy, producer.
Hi.
Hello. We've got Pat Ingoldsby, art director.
Hello.
And Natai Bassett, level design director.
Hello.
So we are here in Paris. We've been exploring around. We're going to delve into some of the co-op stuff. We're going to just mess around in the city of Paris and explore and get a bit of a tour, get a feel for what's going on. We've been doing a bit of that over the course of the last 2 hours or so of this launch day live stream here, Ubisoft Live, November to Remember. But I think we can sort of dig into a little bit more of the combat, some of the mechanics, some of the different types of missions that we can do as well. I know in Montreal they did one of the murder mysteries. I'd already solved that one flawlessly myself anyways, so we can just bypass that and dig right in. So here we are. We are on top of a viewpoint, and I just want to start with a little synchronization to get a look at some of the area around Paris. So yeah, let's go ahead and tap that beat.
Yeah, this is definitely an ideal way to really appreciate how monumental this is. It's almost one-to-one scale.
It's a little nutty, and you can feel it when you get into that parkour as well, when you start exploring the rooftops and looking at the density of the crowds. And just for the record, we are going to try and keep the quote-unquote messaging at bay. We want to have fun. We want to keep this a casual stream. We're going to have people popping in throughout the entirety of the broadcast. You know what? I think it's a pretty decent time as well to make the celebration. I just don't want to hit the camera or anyone in the eye, but we're going to do this and see what happens. You ready? Sorry for the mic. You might want to cover your ears. Hi! All right. So congratulations on a successful launch. It's been awesome. Leslie, I know you've got your drink already. Thank you very much for raising mine. We'll pour them pretty short because, we got some games to play, right?
You don't want to get trashed.
Exactly.
Maybe by the end of the broadcast.
Yeah.
Half can be blubbering.
We just we had posted recently photos from the Ubisoft Toronto launch party on our Facebook page, and I know last night they had theirs in Montreal, but you know what? Cheers. Congratulations. This is a big day. Actually, I meant to pre-pour some glasses as well.
Cheers.
I guess we'll do that in a bit. Cheers to you guys as well, the fans who have been waiting for Unity and Rogue. They'll take a look at Rogue a little bit later on back in Montreal, but here let's mess around with some Unity action. So we've already synchronized. Yep. Where are we? Set the stage for us if you could.
Well, we're somewhere in the middle of the map, so we're on Ile de la Cité.
I'll just bring up the map so we can see exactly where we're at as far as the game space goes. Right. And as you mentioned, it's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty much right in the center of Paris. I mean, a lot of the stuff we've seen so far has been at Notre Dame. So Notre Dame is just a little bit like diagonally left from where we are now. Yeah.
There we go. We could that. Oh no, that is not Notre Dame, but it's not far from it. But yeah, Gabe was talking about this as well. The fact that we've got these landmarks now in the map, so we could fast travel if we've already unlocked that the viewpoint. Of course, AC fans are familiar with that process. But let's dig in. I gotta say, spending a little bit of time in this and getting ready for the stream as well, I played a little bit more than I would have expected. And
what, you haven't finished the game yet?
I have not finished the game yet. There's a lot of game. But these leap of faith feel unreal. I mean, I don't know how it goes. I know you guys talked about the fact that it's a near one-to-one replication of Paris. I don't know sort of how that's worked in terms of relating to other ACs. I see. I'm gonna go ahead.
Well, I mean, that was the first thing. First thing. It's like, whoa, they're really big and you feel really small. So that was kind of but then I mean, you're so powerful in a way when you're like parkouring through the world. So you don't feel like tiny, but the world is huge.
So you want to just follow me, Natai. I should mention as well to our wonderful viewers right now that we're not going to be doing any screen cutaways. So the monitor you're watching right now, the gameplay, is that of mine. And you see that I've already...
If you wait up, I'll catch up with you.
Okay. Can't stop an assassin on a mission. Oh, you really are catching up to me. There we go. And see, what we've got here are these live events that happen as well. And this guy, I'm not going to be okay. Oh, that's a big descent. But yeah, I'm just supposed to tackle this guy because I think he's taking some of his money. So just put him to the ground. And these things pop up a lot. And oh, you're right.
No, wait, I can
That's
still get
called
him.
learning your lesson. Oh, you've got another guy to
I
tackle.
got him. No, I tackled the wrong guy.
That was my guy.
I got him.
There we go. All right. And you know what, buddy? You shouldn't have done that. Pop, pop.
Now he has it.
I like.
The time should show you the stuff that we worked on.
Oh yeah, let's do that for sure.
Okay, so we're gonna head south.
All right, I will follow you. Okay, there we go. So you can see that purple marker, obviously indicating Natai. All right, here we go. Here we go. We can do a little swimming.
Sure, let's jump in the water.
Okay.
The sun is nice this time of year.
Hey! Oh, that's really shallow.
No, you can swim in the middle.
I'm sure that would have been fantastically unhealthy back then.
Yeah.
Today,
The water is
probably,
looking.
probably not so healthy today as well.
Yeah, yeah. No swimming in Lake Ontario.
There's lots of things hidden in these like little runoffs along the river. There's the sewer runoffs. Lots of weird stuff goes on in there.
What kind of weird stuff?
You'll just see like activities, just people doing the various things, just stuff they don't want to do up on the street level. They'll do down there.
Now it looks like I'm gaining on you. Have I upgraded my swimming skills?
I think I'm not swimming in a straight line, and you are. I think that's all that's happening now.
I'm a very precise swimmer.
You want to see this dog? Let's go say hi to the dog.
I actually haven't seen a
Well,
dog
look, he's
before.
sniffing for you guys.
Yeah. There are a few things that smell worse than a wet assassin.
Wet dog.
Wet dog is one of them. Yeah.
Maybe
All
avoid
right.
some cats in it.
So we're heading into the BF district. This is the industrial
All right.
district.
Well, I got this guy curious
Someone's
about what's
after you?
going on, so I might as well just. Oh, there's two of them. And so this gives us an opportunity to talk. These guys are actually really good. You can see the diamonds indicating their difficulty level. Well, nor did I. In theory, if they got the jump on us, we would have had
I
much.
just thought maybe you were lacking the necessary skills.
Oh, all right. So the trash talk has
We're
begun,
already-
eh?
I've had a sip of champagne. We're already trash talking.
Kill the criminals. Oh, all right. I want to.
Bronco.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go get them.
If I see
You
these
can do a
events,
double assassination. Oh, you don't have a skill yet.
yeah, I haven't unlocked it. Take that guy.
Yep, still early in the campaign.
Nice.
That wasn't bad.
I like to loot these guys. So these guys in red, they've been hired by the Templars. Is that the deal?
They're revolutionary thugs. They're basically agitators. They don't work directly for the Templars, but sometimes the Templars will hire them. So
Okay.
for a specific mission, they might be hired by the Templars. But otherwise, they're just bad news. They don't like the assassins. They don't like you.
All right, I see more of these guys. I'm gonna choose one of them. Oh, that didn't really do as much as I hoped. Oh, so that was the new parry. It looks great, and it feels. Oh, here we've got some activity happening upstairs. Oh no, I just got
Oh,
killed.
what's that?
I'll say
I got really distracted by the shots. So I have the opportunity to desynchronize and die, or I can get a little healing from my man Nitai. Thank you very much, sir. All right, I'm following you. I get a little ambitious
Let's
sometimes.
get up on the rooftop and we can look around and see where we want to go.
From the tannery.
Yeah, so I mean, this district
Oh, it's a
of
bunch of
Paris,
guys,
it was famous for the leather tanning back in the day. And it's actually named after the river, which doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, it's a
underground.
street actually.
Yeah, they covered it. They turned it
But there was something like some crazy stat we found out about like the life expectancy, because there's just like so many chemicals that are used in the tanned leathers. So this was like
5 years.
5 years. Yeah.
5 years.
So if you lived in
Yeah.
this area, that was it. You could only live there for 5 years.
Oh.
But that's a pretty fast career, you know. You'd be done with it in 5 years.
What point do you get benefits though? It's all relative, right? Man, There's something happening. Is that what celebration sounds like?
They're already drunk upstairs.
Yeah, it's a big day. It is a big day. And next week is Far Cry 4. Ubisoft Toronto also getting in on that action, and we're very excited and happy. But we will be doing some Far Cry 4 next week. Today we are focusing on Assassin's Creed. Big day again. This is our launch day celebration. It is Ubisoft Live, and certainly a November to remember here for the company, the studio, all that jazz. I stopped following you. You want me to follow you again?
Yeah, I'm looking down at the Biad River.
Yeah, let's show them the water.
You can see the lovely color of it.
Okay.
The pearly blue waters.
Are we sharing a beam?
We did a lot of research on this section.
Oh, that's so gross.
Isn't it gross?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I just.
You might find a few Cadbury bars in there, but I mean, I could say some things about the process that might be inappropriate for the fans, but all I can say is I wanted this place to be so filthy visually that you could smell it visually. When you see it, you can smell it, and I think we definitely achieved that.
I just went first, but I can smell it.
Yeah, so for me, that was not a civilian I just took out. It was another one of those revolutionary thugs. And I could have taken a lift, but I didn't want to. So you can see on my mini-map there, it's highlighting these guys as well. Let's see.
We should head to a sync point.
Yeah, we could, it's gonna seize me. I kinda wanna just shoot him in the face.
Natai, wasn't it true that this area, ironically, is the filthiest place in Paris, but it brought the chocolates for the king?
Yeah, all the textiles and leathers for the royals were
produced here.
Yeah, so I caused a little bit of a stir. That's how you stealth, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
you open gunfire.
I see a church in the distance that is a sync point.
Alright, let's
It's a bit of a run.
I'm okay with
Wanna
that.
go for it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna
Where
follow
are
me.
you? You're up in
You
were
were
in the dirty smoke.
Yeah.
Look at that rapid descent.
I love it. It's great. So for those who have yet to play it, you can ascend by holding your trigger and then your A button, and then you can descend by holding B. And of course, this is referencing the Xbox controls. There's a lot of heat on us right now. You can see in this area, there's a lot of rooftop action happening as well. That's not the case in the easier districts.
Natai's pretty much master assassin.
I believe
Yeah,
it.
follow me, we'll stay alive.
Okay.
If he's not a master assassin by now, that's kind of a problem.
Natai is the wind
After
beneath my
working on the
wings.
game for a couple years.
I sometimes jump to my death though.
Oh.
No.
Oh. Are we going
Still
down
with me?
there? Or? Yeah, I'm just above you.
The rooftops are fun though, like when you're just like jumping from like rooftop to rope and you're running around, you're like running through buildings like that. I mean that's my favorite part.
It feels really good, and there are some really cool animations as well. The parkour transitions that I think are pretty excellent.
Yeah, we're getting there. About halfway there.
I think that's definitely one of the things I love about the Assassin's Creed brand is the fact that so much attention has to be paid to the rooftops because of how much enveloping we're doing. And it's not, a type of game where you spend so much time on the street level. Like you're everywhere.
Yeah.
Explain what you mean by envelope.
I'm glad you said that, Natai.
Being able to climb over facades and around these monumental structures, I call it enveloping. I guess that is a term.
It's an industry term.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect most people to know.
I didn't know it was. Don't feel bad, Twitch chat. Protect the civilians. I kind of want to do that. I love these events.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because you get rewards. All right.
So you can do a DFA.
I got one of them. Oh, there's three.
I'm coming.
I got two. Oh, the guards are in on it too. I'm trying to drop smoke. I'm out of smoke. There we go. Oh, did I die again?
You died?
Poor showing. I was not developing this game for years. I apologize. I've only played it for a few days. But yeah, I definitely got into a sticky situation. That was me not waiting for my co-op partner. But yeah, free roaming is really cool.
There is a lot of heat right now.
Yeah.
There's like
Yes, I'm just sort of writhing in pain.
I'm back up on the rooftops. And there's a fight going on. Oh, those are
they're
allies.
fighting each other.
Yeah, those are allies. So I'll probably be okay if I go back down. See if I can get there in time.
Pretty much.
He's there. contemplating looting my body. It's alright. It's alright, little desync.
Alright.
Maybe I'll get the opportunity to save you. Oh dear.
man.
Okay, so that wasn't on the stream, but there was some neck penetration. It was laid. That's just the guard. I'm not gonna mess
Well,
with these.
I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
that's a better.
Alright, so I'm avoiding the heat, and I'm just gonna wait for.
Well, there's a lift. You could get back up.
Yeah, try the.
Oh, yeah, and it ties above me. Alright, where did you see the lift?
I don't know,
to
use
your right
eagle
side,
vision
straight
and
down.
it's,
To the right.
Oh, that's on the other side. Through this
I
elevator.
thought I saw one just there.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Very nice.
And I gave you some Creed points as well. Maybe, yeah, there we go. Fast lift. Creed points. What are Creed points?
They're used to upgrade different things on your character. Like you get Creed points if you do things that an assassin would be able to do. Like if you do a double assassination or if you do any kind of
Which is something that you
cool
need to
assassin
unlock.
behaviors.
like brotherhood type.
Alright.
You ready to do this thing?
I am ready. It's up there.
Let's go up there.
We're racing.
What is my mark? What's your mark?
I marked the high point.
I didn't even know you could mark.
Yeah, I'll take that off.
Yeah, it's one of our communication tools. So if you're not, like say you don't have a mic,
Yeah.
you can just
Which
like
we're
mark
not
stuff
using
where
right
you want to go or like targets you want to take out.
Where is it?
You're both balancing.
We're best friends. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Where are we? Are we still in the video?
Where is this?
We're in the VF. This is on the VF which high points.
Is it above? Am I missing something?
There you go. Synchronize.
Oh.
That's how I was gonna do it.
Well, you do.
Or no, I guess you should do
You
it.
do.
Yeah.
Yes. Because otherwise the viewers. Oh, okay. So just
Have a go. Have a go.
have a go. Nice one. Alright. Apparently IT is checking out what's happening upstairs, but either they've already handled it or the festivities have stopped.
This one would be good to do with 4 assassins, because you get one per each.
There's a Pantheon.
Oh, we should go to the Pantheon.
Ooh, let's go to the
Want to go there?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Pantheon has incredible dome.
This looks like it would be a nice, nice leap of faith as well. Where is that hay? Oh, it's
There
right.
it is.
Yeah, it's oh boy.
Hey Zach, where's that? Hey.
Hey! Oh!
Are you okay, fella?
I made it just in time.
There's enough hay for all of us.
Alright, I'm following you once again.
Okay, let's see. So Pantheon will be in this direction. Let's get up on the rooftop. So there's a lot of guards and enemies in the VF. The VF is actually the hardest district in terms of guards.
So let's bring the newbie assassin there. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd.
I'm actually an elite apprentice, I will have you know.
I thought I'd throw you in and see how you fared, and then I'll take you someplace easier.
School of Hard
Sink or
Knocks.
swim,
Yeah.
playa. Oh dear.
Are you with me?
Yeah, it actually started to descend. I wasn't sure where we were going.
Head for the big dome. See the big dome?
I will see it momentarily. That's my favorite transition. That little, I don't know.
Little twist?
Yeah, we'll call it the little
Okay,
twist.
look to the right. Keep looking to the right.
Looking to the.
There
Oh,
you
that
go.
that's
That's
right
it,
there. Okay.
That's what you want to head for.
All right. This precision landing.
We've got a co-op mission there, no?
We do?
Let's do it. Is that going to be thus one of the harder ones?
It's a pretty tough one, but I think we can do it. If you follow my lead.
As I break off and go rogue myself. Look at that, rogue. A little plug for rogue.
Oh.
What's up? Launch day compatriots. Alright. I'm not sure if that's picking up over the mic, but there is still some sweet, sweet sounds of celebration upstairs. And you guys actually, Pat, this might be a decent time. I know we've got the gameplay cam up, but I know that you brought an art book with you.
Yes, I did.
And that is something that was just handed out to the dev team here in Toronto.
Here, actually, in fact, I'll go get it.
That's what we've been doing actually for like the hour before we came up here.
Oh, really?
Is, signing these books for everyone and stuff. Kind of fun. Like we just got a bunch of markers. Everyone got their books and started like shrink wrap.
Oh, it's like home for the holidays. I mean, everyone's excited, tearing open autographs.
Oh,
A
that's
lot
beautiful.
of pride in this one. And the cool thing about this book is it features artwork from all the studios, including
So, Natalia, let's pause the gameplay for a moment, and if we can focus in on the art book so you can show us, because I think that that Nacho and Bronco are actually going to come by at some point, so maybe we'll get them to show off some of their stuff as well. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do you want to hold up the book and maybe
show off some of the pages?
Show off a couple of pieces that you want to highlight, and then we'll get back to the game, and then when Nacho and Bronco get here.
I'm hopping around. Well, there's various pieces mixed in well with the book. We're a very well integrated team between both studios.
And there were 10 studios in total working on ACU, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 10 around the world.
Is a big beast.
Yeah. So, I mean, the kind of the joke was that at any given hour of the day, someone's working on Assassin's Creed.
That's a beautiful thing. The global effort.
I mean, there's some beautiful stuff.
And that actually, while they're looking around, I mean, that's a big part of the reason why we're able to do this kind of, launch day celebration thing, and we're doing week to week, basically highlighting the global efforts. Here we've heard from Paris, we've heard from Montreal. Here we are in Toronto, and we're going to pass it back to Montreal a little bit later. Next week for Far Cry, we've got Paris, Montreal, Toronto, and Red Storm is actually flying out as well. They're going to Paris, so we're going to highlight a little bit more of that global production effort for Far Cry 4 as well, which launches next week. But again, we're focusing right now on AC Unity. I'm Zach Cooper, Leslie Ford Toy. We've got Pat Ingoldsby and Natai Bissett from the Ubisoft Toronto team as well, and we'll have some guests popping in a little bit later on. So you're just hogging these pictures for yourself, Pat.
I know.
So why don't you so this is the Palace of Luxembourg, and so this was a concept drawing that was done when we were working on the E3 demo.
Okay.
And we really wanted to have sort of like this festive, basically the Marquis throwing a fancy party.
That's what we saw, cakes.
Yeah. How he's throwing a fancy party with all these starving people outside the gates.
This is the ballroom from the E3 demo inside of the Palace of Luxembourg, signed by Nacho.
Yeah,
Nacho and fantastic artist.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. And I think to date, our best performing Instagram post is the picture of Nacho and Bronco holding up some of their pieces, which were actually featured in an art gallery in Paris.
Yeah.
In Paris,
and,
yes.
It went crazy.
It was super exciting for everyone involved, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of concept art, and I will wholeheartedly say that I don't know if there's a brand that does it better on a consistent basis than Assassin's Creed. I don't know if it's because of the historical settings or what it is, but it's it seems like there's a lot to play with, and you guys really do it. Let's get back into the game for now. We actually have a question from KingCat63.
Okay.
And this, I don't know if this is going to be easy to answer because it's probably different for everybody, but how long is the game if I did side missions as well as story?
It is hard to say with any certainty. It is an absolutely monstrous game. There's hundreds of, we call them side missions, is kind of an unfair term because they're actually full narrative missions with multiple objectives. They're substantial and there's lots of variety. And there's hundreds of them, and add onto that all the collectibles and all the treasure hunts. You have to solve riddles in order to solve the treasure hunts.
Yeah,
that's
started one of those.
You got to use your brain. You got to learn about the history of Paris.
You got to use your Wikipedia and your Googles.
Yeah, or you can go into the Animus database. Everything you need to know is in the Animus database.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I actually started one of those, and already on the second riddle, I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, you need to visit all the landmarks, and then read the descriptions in the Animus database, and it will give you the clues you need to solve the riddles.
I will say that I did one of the murder mysteries, and it was a flawless and accurate accusation. It was correct, and I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. So I hesitated.
Nope, I did not. And
did you feel really smart?
I felt relieved actually because I don't want to deal with that kind of guilt. I've been on a jury before, and there's an insane amount of pressure to make sure that you are very familiar with all the evidence and all the clues at your disposal.
So right now, Zach, you're enveloping over some of the hard work from our architecture team.
Okay.
This is one of our first landmarks we made too, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Neoclassic architecture, almost one-to-one scale.
We had a little competition going on. At one point I thought it was the highest point in the city. I wanted it to be because we were building it. But it's actually a couple of meters shorter than the highest point in the city, which is the tower on Notre Dame.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've gone up Notre Dame. So I can get up here. Oh, nope. All right.
How did that feel?
Not great. But I will. Oh, look, some hay.
There's some hay.
Time to get a little breathing point. So that leads me to believe that. Oh, are you already up top?
No, I was waiting down below.
Oh, yeah. I think I need a bit of a head start as well because I'm not.
Yeah, I'm coming.
All right. Yeah, having a tough time on those pillars.
So go for the square grabs out there. There you go.
I can reach that. This is where we show my incredibly precise assassin skills.
Well, it's really like a system where we designed it so that it would be kind of easy to pick up and play.
Yeah.
But for sure, you need to practice to master it.
Yes.
So if you're going to be doing any sort of like really tricky navigation, you have to, spend some time.
Pat, are you a master? Yeah, I'm gonna hand over the sticks. I'm already feeling that we had to turn the AC off so it wouldn't pick up on the mic. And I don't know if it's the pressure of screwing up or what it is.
Yeah, I'm up top. Oh, but I'm not on the main screen, so that's not going to help you. I'm coming,
I think I just saw you.
Are you running?
We see his marker.
Hello.
I'm gonna go up this ramp here.
I'm going to come back down.
Yeah, the ramps are usually pretty good clues as to where you want to go.
Are you below? Okay. Yeah, just come over here. Where I am. Or just like hang from the bottom.
Almost.
Hang from the bottom.
Almost.
Hit B.
Zach and I come from the same school.
Yeah. School of Hard Knocks.
Okay,
Oh,
hang.
yeah, we did it. Just hang
Just tap
there.
it.
Yeah.
Go a little to the left.
Yeah.
Look up. Look up the pillar. Okay.
There
And
we
now
go.
hit A.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Those claps probably sound great in the ears of our viewers. Apologies for the clap. Again, my
So-
excitement cannot be contained.
This landmark was one of the first ones we made in Toronto. So the first landmark made for the game was the Notre Dame.
Okay.
That took over a year just to figure out like how do we construct these things at a one-to-one scale?
Yeah.
How do we make sure it fits in memory and it doesn't?
And not just the exteriors.
Yeah, and the interior too.
It's-
So once Montreal kind of figured out, okay, this is how we make landmarks, then we started like doing like a big production on all the landmarks. And this is one of the first ones we made in Toronto. And
That view.
yeah, it's pretty spectacular. And then the other thing too is because it has a dome. It was the first dome that we made for the game. And so we have all these like really, we have a lot of considerations to take in mind, like technical considerations of like how to create all of these assets so that the assassin can actually climb it.
Right, yeah, of course, and you can see that, I mean, especially with the parkour being as advanced as it is now, you can pick up, and I don't know if, maybe that had a part to play in the reason why, Revolutionary Paris was chosen, but the architecture actually looks like it is almost built for this. And you can see the intricacies of the animations where it's actually grabbing onto these ledges and things that stick out, and sometimes it's tough when you're trying to grab on pillars, and this is probably going to be pretty intense.
Well, the funny thing is when Natai and I we were in Paris about a month and a half ago, and we were doing a preview tour with some journalists in Europe. And everywhere we went, it was the first time I've been to Paris since starting to work on the game.
Oh.
Everywhere I went, I'm like, I feel like I need to climb that. Everything felt like it should be climbable, or that you could like leap over things.
My parents actually, I was fortunate enough to go to Florence, to Firenze, shortly after AC2 had come out, and I remember thinking the exact same thing, just like looking at the environments that you've interacted with in game and then seeing them in real life, and it's unreal. And some of the stuff for our community team summit, we went to Paris headquarters, and Gabe and some of the other community team for AC were taking pictures of some of the landmarks to use as reference points basically to what they would see in game, and seeing it recreated in game is super cool for me. Beyond just this was maybe about 6 months ago, but looks like someone had a tough run there.
Yeah.
Oh
Should we play a mission?
Yeah, let's get in there.
Oh, so just going back to what I was saying about the dome. So the dome, like, I mean, there's no domes on Notre Dame. And so when we were trying to figure out how to build this dome so it was actually climbable, it was like, it took us forever to figure out how to climb the dome. But then we had some really, really smart technical artists and technical directors who figured out how to do it. And we have a whole bunch of domes throughout Paris, so then we were able to, you know, this first landmark took us sort of not a year, but it took us a long time. But then every other landmark went faster and faster and faster. So
right, because you understand
really
the foundation and
Yeah, and it was really cool to sort of see the team, you know, really sort of like look at this as like a big hard problem. And then by the end of the production, we were so efficient. Like things were just like the city was being put together at this sort of exponential rate. So it's pretty impressive.
I'm just looking at, you know, when they have that shot of the Pantheon, and it's insane. Also, you guys are doing a 5-star difficulty mission.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just, I'm trying to remember what my title is. It's like Associate Apprentice in Training. And, you know, you guys are...
It's going to be a 5-star stunner.
Alright, let's see what happens.
It'll be challenging, but we can do it.
So we made all of the co-op
Yeah, David Footman was the director on all that stuff. He's actually in a shoot right now, but and it's actually, you know, now that we're getting into a mission, it's probably not a great time, but we have a video that was actually another part of the footy that we all know and love at the studio. And maybe before we actually get into the gameplay, we can pause it for just a moment and sort of just, I guess, get a little insight, because we're not, you know, footy's not able to join us, unfortunately, but I think it really speaks to the culture here at the studio, and it makes certainly me feel really proud about being a part of it. Do we have, Matthias, do we have the Breakfast Club video? All right, let's throw to that.
We're starting a new trend at Ubisoft, and we're calling it Breakfast Club. And we come in and we have breakfast, and then we go to work.
What's on the menu for you?
Scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon. Bacon. We're having an exotic bread called egg bread. I woke up at like 6:30 this morning, and I had like a panic attack that there might not be a toaster at work. Here's the healthy one. It's homemade cereal. It will fuel your whole day, give you superpowers.
Is that chocolate?
Yeah, this chocolate.
That's healthy?
Yeah, you gotta try some. You gotta try some. Here, put some fruit on there. Boom! Unhealthy, coming right up. Here you go. Who wants another unhealthy breakfast? Now that we're on TV, it's like, oh, I gotta be nice. I gotta be nice.
So that was the Breakfast Club, and that was at a time preparing for E3. Another cinematic that was, I believe.
Yeah, we did. So we did all of the co-op E3 demo, all the content.
Okay.
So that was the mission design. That was all the cinematics. So that was sort of the, you know, the famous sort of the guy getting his head chopped off in first person, and then sort of, you know, that was. We didn't know if we wanted to take it that far, and we were like, well, you know what? There was a lot of decapitation during the French Revolution, so...
It's almost iconic.
The guillotine, certainly,
So we debated it a lot, and you know what, in the end, we got so much really great feedback that people felt like, you know what, this is the French Revolution, so...
It's kind of grimy.
It was a visceral time, a lot of upheaval socially, a lot of emotion, and that's certainly something that we work very hard to achieve in every layer of this game, right down from the acting to the details in the world. And the Breakfast Club was one of those cultural things that, you know, Footy brought in to really encourage everyone to keep up that enthusiasm and keep up that momentum. Everybody really wanted to achieve something great with this game, and you know, so
it's also a way to get people to come in at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, right? I mean, like,
start work early.
I think anyone who's been anywhere near the development of the game can attest to the idea that it's not an easy process. It can be pretty grueling, and it's beautiful when you see that video and you see everyone in such great positive spirits. And then obviously what has come of it, and E3 was obviously a great time. Now it's another great time actually launching Assassin's Creed Unity. A lot of hours, a lot of man years, and woman years going into making this a reality. And I know a lot of Assassin's Creed fans are really excited to finally get their hands on it.
I mean, it was hard. It was a lot of effort. It was, a complicated development, but
I'm the one scared everybody.
Everyone's running away. But you know what? Like, we're so happy. We're so pleased with the results. So just to tell you a little bit more about what Toronto was in charge of. So we pretty much built half of the city. So right now we're in the left bank, which is like essentially south of the Seine River. So everything south of the Seine was built in Toronto, and that includes the missions. We wrote the narrative, the story, and we populated the world.
You're shot in the lower back.
We have very beginner gear, so the snipers are extra deadly right now. So
Yes.
we have to proceed.
We're level 2 and level 1, going into a level 5 mission. You super ambitious developers, you.
We can do it, we just have to be careful. So
I would never say no to you guys.
I didn't know there were snipers on my back like that.
Yeah, they aim for the tramp stamps. It's tough, man.
I'm gonna kill the sniper first. The one who killed you, I'm gonna get revenge.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Oh dear, there's a window.
No, he didn't shoot through there, so it wasn't him.
Assassins can be a very meticulous strategy game.
So this mission was also made by the Toronto team.
Fantastic
And,
balance.
Oh, jeez.
So we're commenting on a screen that is actually
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
It was amazing. That was
Sorry about
the
that.
greatest thing ever.
Alright, so now we should be safe to go in this one.
So the background to the story is that Montreal started working on this game in 2010. It's almost 4 years ago.
And that's almost right after, I guess that's right after Brotherhood, right?
Yeah, it's the same core team from Brotherhood, and they started working on AC. It was like their mandate was like, let's take Assassin's Creed to next generation.
Okay.
But they didn't even know what next gen was going to be. They didn't know what it was going to be called. They didn't know what the specs were. They didn't even know when it was going to be released. So they started envisioning, AC for the next gen. It was going to be about co-op. Of course, it's going to be about beautiful graphics. And they chose French Revolution just because it was the best way to go back to the roots of the franchise, was to have this like urban playground.
Yeah,
in Paris,
and
big
mobs.
mobs.
Yeah.
So when Toronto joined the project, it was about, I'd say a little over a year and a half ago. We were super fresh to AC. There's
our
a
first
few.
game.
Well, Natai had worked on AC1 just for a few months.
Okay. In Montreal.
In Montreal.
In 2004 or 5.
And there's maybe there's a few people on the team that have done some Assassin's Creed, but for the most part, none of us had ever worked on Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fans on the team, but not
course, yeah.
any development experience. So for us to be given the chance to build half the city, build a whole bunch of the missions, side content, populate the world, like that was just such a privilege. And that's kind of why the team, I think, when you talk to people who are careful now, you're like, they're so proud of being able to pull it off and to make it look as gorgeous as it is and to play as well as it is. Like, we've been looking at the reviews that have been coming out today, and there's been so much praise for the co-op missions and how fun they are and how beautiful the world looks. And I mean, a lot of that we're really happy about.
As you
a
should.
lot of that coming from our parts of the city.
I will say, it's got, and I don't know, we talk about the fact that the goal was to build something that was, next gen Assassin's Creed, but the parts that I really love, or the feeling that I really love, is it actually feels kind of nostalgic in a sense. Like with Blacklist, we were embracing the roots as well. And this feels quite AC2 for me.
Yeah.
With some of the, I've only played, the first chunk, but there have been some puzzles that felt kind of really reminiscent of
And the assassination
AC2.
missions.
Yeah.
That was really done on purpose. So there was really an intention to say, let's go back to what is at the heart and soul of Assassin's Creed and capture the essence of Assassin's Creed, and then extend that experience so you can play with friends.
Mm-hmm.
The really fun thing about co-op that I found was you get into this groove with your co-op partners, And you know, you're like, you take out this guy, and then someone else like takes out the next guy, and you know, it's great when you can start. It's feeling like you're almost completing each other's sentences.
It is a romantic time, right?
But it's not even like, you know, I mean, I play with a whole bunch of people during these preview events, and you know, there's people that I've never met before, but we just clicked, we just got each other, you know, and we would like play through these missions, and we didn't even need to talk at some point. It's just
I got you.
Here, and yeah, it's a really, really cool feeling for a while. So, and it's really what we were trying to go for with this game.
It's super exciting. I'm really happy that we've gone to this 5-star mission too.
I'm waiting for you on the rooftop, so when we go in, we'll be together. It'll be a little easier.
Okay. Did you see what happened to me?
I did, yeah.
I was admiring our team's hard work, and I got sniped inside.
And then they were admiring you and saying, hey, this guy who's done up with all this weaponry and beautiful garbs, fantastic customization on whoever's character this is.
That's really, you know, that's Pat's playstyle being the art director. He's just going to be like, looking around going, wow, look how pretty this looks. And, you know, Natai's obviously, like, he's a level design director.
Yeah.
He's just focused on the mission. Like, okay, let's get through the mission, let's get through here, and, you know.
You're gonna get shot in the back again. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Admiring the ladders, that's what's happening. Like all these beautiful, beautiful ladders.
Yeah, you've got like a whole bunch of people on your back.
Yeah, you're not getting up there. Oh dear. Throw some smoke. Just. Oh dear.
Yeah, I got one even for you.
Thank you.
What do we do about
Let
the
me
other
scramble up this monument.
Oh.
Hold A. I know it's like an old habit.
Yeah, the tap, tap, tap.
Tap
Yeah.
Okay, there's no enemies here. Cool.
You vanished and you got Creed points. We did have a question, and by the way, we will say as well that we do have another giveaway coming up in about 15, 20 minutes or so. We had a question because you see we got, again, more Creed points. We've seen, actually we haven't really gone into the customization screen just yet, but there are Helix points, there are Assassin points, there are Franks, yes, which is I guess the core currency. But what are the other things, and how do they sort of translate to the gameplay experience?
Well, the Franks are how you buy most of your gear. So any weapon or any customization for your suit, you're going to buy those in Franks.
And we have tons of those, so you probably heard us talk about how we have like 200 pieces of gear and 85 different weapons, all in different classes.
Yeah.
They all play
one-handed, two-handed, long.
And they all play
range.
into your gameplay stats. So they really change. Like they have cosmetic sort of impact to the way your character looks, but then they also change your playstyle, or they change how you want to customize your character.
And how do you typically get these points? The different currencies, I should say.
Okay, well, Franks you'll get from looting, from opening chests. I think you get some when you complete missions.
You get finisher Creed points for finishers, vanishing.
Anything assassin-y.
Running, crouching, assassin coming at you.
How's it going?
And then for your, there's something called skill points.
Mm-hmm.
So skill points you'll get for completing missions as well, but the best way to get skill points is to play co-op missions. So we actually hide skill points in every co-op mission.
That guy's gonna spot you. You done gotten spotting.
So at the end of the mission, whatever skill points you find, you can then go and apply those to purchase new skills. And there's a lot of really good stuff that you can purchase for upgrade that way.
So do we have any co-op skills?
I don't think we have bought any yet. And
I have not added any to mine.
I only have 4 skill points. You have 0.
We've spent all of them on our side. None of them went to actually the co-op skills. So that was a lack of foresight on perhaps my part. I was just working on
we have, oh no, we don't have any. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
You can see that I go for the stealth.
Because there's a really cool co-op skill, especially if we're not, leveled up.
Faring very well.
So there's one that's called group healing. And so right now, I'm playing as you, does that understand?
Yes.
And
doing an admirable job.
If Natai had this skill, he could heal.
Okay, but I think you've got some medicine in your tap up on the D-pad. Boom.
Oh, I do. Okay, there we go. Back to nice. So I'm just following you.
Okay, let's go. I'm gonna kill this guy down here before he does something terrible to us.
Pat is also one of our resident DJs at Ubisoft Toronto.
So,
DJ Relentless.
where are we heading towards?
Well, we have to get to the ground level, and then we have to head to the back of the church, where we can get underground. So I'm gonna go back up, because there's a lot of
Look at
guards
all
down
those
there.
guys down there on the mini-map, those
Yeah.
red markers.
So I think it's best if we stay up at the top level for now, until we decide to drop. So we need to head to the back, which is in, it's on your right, if you look to the right.
Yeah, see, as
That's
soon
what
as
we
I
see.
see that alarm bell in the area, I'm completely sidetracked to let me disable that bad boy, and that would obviously lead to probably insta-death if we went down there to try and do that.
One of the fun things that we got to do with some of these monuments was even add a little bit of a historical layer inside of them. So typically when you research this stuff, you see it from a tourist point of view, you know,
Right.
and you see it as it's presented today, and we were able to, you know, play with some ideas. Like, for example, they were just actually wrapping up construction of the Pantheon, because coincidentally around the same time period, they were finishing up and installing all the artworks that is known for the statues and the fresco paintings.
Yeah, it's a brand new
So,
building.
They never got
It
to
was,
Wi-Fi.
yeah, it was an absolutely brand new building at the time. So we really wanted to make sure that, you know, that's how deep we go with this. When we do our research, we want to make sure the historians are proud, that our fans will be proud, and we're proud of it. So it was pretty cool to be able to play with depictions of it that way. So as you travel back in time, you can see something familiar, but in a way that you wouldn't expect, you know. A lot of fun doing this.
We've got a question from Marcy9. Is it possible to have a brotherhood with 6 people? They won't fight at the same time, though. That's what
We only have 4 people
Maximum
connected.
4.
Yeah, that's the maximum. Where are you going?
Oh,
Killing the dude.
Okay.
yeah, you might as well do a running, lunging
Why not?
blade to the neck.
Alright, cool. Let's go downstairs. So,
So is
now,
that-
now we're going down to the crypt level.
That is not the Phantom Blade, right? That is still the hidden blade at this point?
Yes, the Phantom Blade is the projectile weapon.
Right, okay. Which
So
I have
he
yet
has a
to
hidden
unlock.
blade in his right hand, and he has a Phantom Blade on his left hand.
Good to hear.
You start with the hidden blade, but you have to unlock the Phantom Blade.
And that is something we have not yet done. Maybe they'll have that actually when we kick it back to Montreal, because they're going to be doing, I believe they're going to try and do some more co-op, some 4-player heists. They got some community members that they've brought into the studio, and I know they're spending this time customizing and fully loading out the way that they want, but it's awesome to see Loomer and Culprit at the Montreal studio. They'll of course be joining Gabe and Andy, the community developer and
Montreal?
community manager. Yeah, she's in
Awesome.
Montreal. Yeah, she flew in, I believe, 2 nights ago, maybe last night. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean that's really what we wanted to do with these launch day celebrations in particular is make sure that we sort of express the fact that it is, yes, a celebration for us to release these games, but also for the fans who have been anxiously waiting. And you know, as you guys know, there are some super hardcore Assassin's Creed fans. You know, Culprit in particular is someone who does some fantastic homemade cosplay, and I'm hoping that she brought it there. That was one of you know, something that we had discussed as well, that she could maybe talk about her design process as well.
That's cool.
Because it's interesting, you know, from that perspective, when you look at someone who, you know, plays these games and obviously gets, you know, fully immersed in them, to be able to, you know, pay that much attention to detail, to recreate something in real life based on something that was created in game, I think, you know, that's a testament to the love and appreciation for the hard work that, you know, you guys and the teams before you have done with this franchise.
I feel that in many ways, you know, that type of thing is an extension of what we do as artists and art directors and concept artists and modelers and text artists. You know, like everybody just get obsessed with the details, and we want to create something that is visually intriguing. And it's nice when people and the fans out there do the same thing. They take on and they absorb everything that they see and they reflect it back. And that really excites us because we're absolutely blown away by the amount of time and effort put into that kind of craft.
Yeah, I do not doubt it.
I mean, we're manifesting it visually, and they manifest this back into the analog, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
While you guys have been talking, Leslie and I have been expertly clearing this area.
I've been watching. You know, I complimented a perfect parry. We've got a beautiful stab to the, you know, top of the spine.
It's one I played a lot.
We haven't played this mission
We haven't
together.
played this one, but
Do you guys finish each other's sentences?
We have a rhythm. We know what to do. But
So
Leslie
here
throws
we
the
are.
smoke, I mark the enemies, we know what we do.
Now we've got a puzzle to
What are we
solve.
doing?
I drink
Well,
the champagne.
if anyone,
Drink the champagne.
I don't know, like if people want to have the solution to the puzzle room.
Oh, that's true. We're gonna split
Yeah.
it.
Are we okay?
Maybe
so
we
maybe
shouldn't
we
do a
don't.
puzzle.
All right.
Spoiler alert.
Because
Well, how about I just loot this dude?
Yeah, I love looting those revolutionary
I
thugs.
think that's as far as we should go in this mission. Cause,
Was that guy carrying a seal? Not an otter, but a seal.
seal?
Yes.
Oh, the otter. Have you seen the baby otter?
No?
That's going around Facebook?
Oh, I thought you meant in game.
Sorry, that's just like my
Sorry
cute
about that.
overload thing.
I was like, I had-
There's this
I hadn't
baby
seen
otter
it.
that's just like the cutest thing.
Oh, maybe I have seen it actually. Now that I think about it.
I was just running around. I want to find the secret passage that you slide into.
So we've come all this way and we're not going to complete it.
Well, I don't
I'm not
wanna
refuting
That's
that.
not
I'm-
really to
now,
spoil it.
yeah, for the record, I'm not refuting that. I'm just coming to
Oh, no,
grips
no,
with it.
Slide under. RTV. RTV.
Oh,
Yeah.
I almost got decapitated by that.
I didn't even. And then you almost got decapitated by that in a tie.
Slide under another.
Your tie's smooth like that, watch.
Nice.
Assassins are slippery.
Uh-oh, never mind.
That's actually another really cool thing, the underslide and the over slide, I guess. And that's when you come
Oh,
across
slide over, yeah.
slide over.
and
That is
slide
the,
under.
that is the technical term. Yes.
Okay, we just came back to
Yeah. Now you're just flirting with the puzzle and
I
teasing.
don't want to ruin the puzzle for everybody.
Hey, that's cool.
So can we just
So how do we get out
abandon
of
the mission?
Yeah,
Is that
we can.
it?
Yeah, I think you have to do that.
Well, this is gonna hurt so good.
Let's start and yeah, go down.
Let's go check out some other
Quit
dishes.
mission.
Yes, let us do that. Can each player individually perform different tasks in one cooperative game? That is from Vito UA.
Of course.
Of course.
And we encourage it. I mean, some people will, I mean, some groups will want to play the same way, and that's fine. But I think generally people tend to like to spread out and do different things. Like one person could, oh, do they mean objectives? I'm not sure what they mean. But like, for instance, one person could be like sticking to the high points and using their communal sense, which is a co-op skill that automatically marks guards for everyone else. So if you get that skill, that's a really good thing to use to help your friends out. Or if you're using the heal allies skill, then you're probably going to stay really close to them, so that as they get hurt, you can just run up to them and heal them. Or similarly, the assassin cash skill will allow you to replenish people's consumables. So if someone's doing lots of lockpicks and like, oh no, I can't open this chest, I'm out of lockpicks, you can run over and refill their lockpicks for them, and they're good to go.
That's really cool.
I mean, that's actually kind of what we were hoping would happen, is that players would customize their version of Arno based on how they want to play.
Mhm.
So, I mean...
Let's go into the customization screen while we're talking about this.
Sure.
And,
So, the whole idea is like, so you can purchase different skills. Actually, I'm gonna go back to this. So you see, like, we've got these 4 areas: immunity, health, stealth, and range. So those are kind of like your 4 stats,
Okay.
almost like it's like an RPG light. And so everything you purchase, equip yourself with, they're gonna have some sort of values into those 4 different areas.
okay. Yeah, as you can see, I've leveled up. I've gotten 2 skills in the stealth category.
Good man.
1 in melee. I didn't mess with health because I'm not getting spotted
so
anyway.
you've got this. You've got the staggering
Strike, yeah.
staggering strike, and so there's different skills, and that just gives you, basically, you're better at handling.
And actually, because someone had asked earlier, we were talking about the assassin's points. So you can see there it mentions how much it costs, how many assassin's points. So that skill in particular, assassin cash or cachet, costs 10 assassin's points.
Exactly.
And so different missions, depending on how difficult they are, will give you more or less assassins.
So a 5-star mission, like the one we were just playing, if we passed that, we would have gotten 5 points automatically.
So you could have gotten 5 points for me, but
Yes.
you.
But I decided
We
Back
don't,
down
not to
want
finish
to
the mission.
spoil the mission.
That's love for you guys. All right, that is so.
So okay, so see this one, right? So this is a range skill, but it's locked.
Right.
And so there are definitely some skills that only get unlocked as you progress through the story.
Yeah, so that's saying complete sequence 9.
So even if we had the 8 points needed to purchase, we wouldn't be able to purchase it right now.
I've put about 10 hours in, and we are early in sequence 3. Yes.
And then this is what I was talking about before. We've got like a ton of different weapons. So
Look at that. So handsome.
a lot of these are
So
locked
well
still,
equipped.
but let's see. Let's go with.
Yeah, those are
You only
expensive.
have 500 francs.
I
You only
just
have 500
I
francs.
upgraded. I renovated my cafe théâtre. So I've got income coming in. It's waiting for a chest. Right? It's waiting for us in the chest. It's a beautiful looking theater. You guys should stop by for a coffee sometime.
Cool.
Right? Check out a show. You know.
Well, we could buy a non-lethal warhammer.
A non-lethal warhammer.
Yeah.
So you just leave them basically.
You
rough shape.
you bludgeon them to not quite death.
And so
To extreme discomfort.
Yes.
So you see here, right? It
Oh.
says you're going to do a 25% upgraded damage. And so
If you
that
upgrade
feeds,
it after the
and
fact.
so that feeds into, so see how there's the 4 different areas I was
Yes.
talking about? So like every weapon has
Let's look at my
stats,
saber,
right?
and we'll see that I've already upgraded it. The one in yellow, that's just below
Oh,
that.
sorry.
So I've already upgraded it, and I've got some decent damage, speed, solid parry, and
Not
not
much
much
range.
damage.
Not
Not
much
much range.
But it's a good all-rounder.
I feel pretty good with it.
It's okay.
And then let's see what else do we have?
Oh, knit.
We just don't have, we don't have a
Can't call me Nick. That's not an acceptable short form for the tie.
I didn't think you were
I don't
going
want
to do
this
that.
going out.
I
to-
wasn't intending
I don't
to.
want everyone on the internet calling me Nick all of a sudden.
You,
I'm glad you didn't call me by the DJ name.
oh yeah, no, that is not stream appropriate.
Yeah.
These hoods are actually probably some of the coolest customization options in my mind as well.
Well, I mean, something that we notice a lot is like fans, they just go crazy about the hoods. I don't know what it is, but they're like, oh, does it have the beak? Does it have, And so I love that we have, I don't know how many hoods we have. We've got like a big gazillion hoods.
Many a hoods.
So,
Yeah.
And they, as you go down, they increase in price. Do you guys, can you explain what that means, the hacking? Because those are also helix points.
So you can use helix points to hack it because it's all in the simulation, so it's part of the same theme. And then you can acquire a skill, or you can acquire, I'm not sure if it applies to skills, probably not, but you can acquire gear earlier if you hack it. So it just depends on whether or not you have helix
And
points.
how do you get helix points?
They can be purchased.
Ah, gotcha, okay.
I'm not sure there's another way to get them. There might be.
So it's a way to fast track.
Yeah, it's fast tracking.
Okay.
But I mean, you can play an upgrader, like you can max out your character just by playing the game.
Yes.
So there's no reason.
And there's nothing that's locked out. Like you can get every piece of gear in the whole game that way.
We've got a giveaway in probably about 3 minutes from now. If you see me and I'm leaning down, it's not just reaching for the champagne. I'm looking at the clock to see how close we are to giving you some stuff. In 3 minutes, we'll be giving away some stuff from McFarlane Toys, so you'll be wanting to watch the chat. Don't enter just yet. I don't want to see those exclamation point raffles just yet, momentarily. We're still playing around in Paris, but there's some cool stuff. Quick question from Good Call. Question, are there hidden tombs in Unity like in the first few titles?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Well,
Great question, Good Call.
We might have been about to access one in the co-op mission
Oh,
before we stopped maybe.
no spoilers.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, we can tell you that that mission is about finding the remains of Mirabeau. And Mirabeau was a assassin guild leader, bureau leader in our fiction in Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
He's a real historical character. So in that mission, we were actually going to his tomb to acquire his relics before the Templars got in there and stole it. So we would have been going into a secret assassin's tomb. That's what the puzzle was for. If we solved the puzzle, we would have gotten access to the tomb.
I love those puzzles.
There's definitely areas in the game that present themselves as a visual reward for the player, and that's something we definitely want to do embed that into the missions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they exist for sure. I think what's maybe more relevant for Unity is the presence of catacombs. I mean, that's really interesting. That's something you really only have in Paris, and there are catacombs all over the place to explore.
Pat's big on that underground lifestyle, I know that much.
Taking it back to the underground.
So how do you, looking at it from an artistic standpoint, how are you determining the look and feel for that underground vibe, when we're looking back, I guess, hundreds of years, in your brain, how are you like, what, this is how the underground should look and smell?
I think a lot of it is the fact that it was a much more, it was an impressive world, but it was obviously a lot more rustic. It was still very rustic in many ways, as you can see in the streets, covered in dirt and God knows what else.
What could it be?
I know what else.
What could it be?
But the thing is, you want to make sure that you approach details in a way that is somewhat hyper real, stylistically, without putting too much noise into everything. The cool thing about going underground and being into the catacombs, or even in the sewers, you can access the sewers in this game as well. is that you get a deeper experience in Paris. And when you're under there, we get to play with those values and really add the visual pressure. So, you might feel a bit claustrophobic when you're traversing through these spaces as well because of the lighting that we chose, even the sound effects that are applied into the underground layers. So a lot of care and detail been put into that work, and it's definitely something that people get excited to explore as well because it puts you a little bit on edge.
Speaking of which, the Twitch chat is about to erupt because we are going to do that aforementioned giveaway. Yes. So in order to enter, just look at that chat stream. Our wonderful moderators, Justin, Jason, and Lauren, depending on whether you're watching on the Ubisoft channel or if you're watching on Assassin's Creed, they will tell you exactly how to enter to win some McFarlane Toys Assassin's Creed figures, which are sexy as...
I can only imagine.
And we don't qualify to win those, right?
No, we are not. Yeah.
That sucks,
No
Yeah.
family or
No family either, eh?
Well,
I should
mean,
text
isn't
my
that-
wife
isn't
then
that-
and tell her not to
it's like
bother.
Every
She's
princess
wasting her
is
time.
like that?
I honestly don't know, but that saddens me to hear, and I would believe it. So
because then they would think you're rigging the contest.
I'm just messing
Not that
with
you would rig
you. No.
You never
We
know.
don't.
I'm powerless as far as these contests go.
We're not fixed. We're not fixed at Ubisoft.
It's all about the people. And
Another sync point.
for those who have been, watching from when we started at 11:45 from Paris HQ in Eastern Standard Time, well, you'll know that we've been giving away lots of stuff, and they will certainly continue as we shift back to Montreal in about half an hour's time as well. We've got seasons passes, we've got Astro Gaming headsets, there's tons of stuff, and that's not to suggest as well that we're giving it all away today. The teams from Assassin's Creed, the community teams, definitely have some post-launch streams planned in regularity. We're gonna have stuff to give away on those as well. Lots of people behind us actually. We've got devs. I think they've been just sort of waiting to come on in. But we'll tell them to come on in. I'm going to start pouring out some glasses as well because we wanted some people to sort of shed some light into their stories for the development process. I got to make sure that I don't give anyone my, I won't call it a glass because it's plastic, but it's a celebration, and I'm excited to hear more stories. I know our fans want to hear more stories as well. A little for the table as well. That was from my homies.
Stories. So Natalia and I were trying to figure out, do we have any ridiculous, silly stories? I still haven't come up with anything.
We're not that silly a group here, at least here in Toronto. We're pretty serious.
Mitch, come on.
I mean, there's the cats.
There's the cats, but
what does that mean?
Well,
the cats.
we want people to discover that on their own, and there's the cakes.
This is in-game cats that we're talking about.
So there's cats and there's cakes.
There's the pig.
And there's the pig.
The chicken.
What is happening? The seal that may or may not be in-game.
There's no others though.
So people
come on in, guys, whenever you like.
There's
ideally in smaller groups, but
there's a lot of fun little things in the world for people who are looking for them.
Yeah.
But we don't explore that.
The giveaway is actually happening as we go.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So we don't need to touch it. Our wonderful moderators. Okay, so we're coming in groups. We've got
nice shirts.
Yes, I can get you some ginger ale. Let me hand these out. Keep yours separate so you don't forget. This is Bronco. This is Nacho, two of our wonderful concept artists. This is Richie on the audio side, wonderful human being.
How many of those did you rate already?
What's that?
How many of those did you rate already?
Probably about 17. Yeah, no, I think we're probably at 1 or 2 or maybe.
Because I can't legally drink yet.
Exactly, yeah. So we're keeping it to the Jean Giral. I'm blocking some labels. That was unintentional, but it's not official. So I don't know if we've got the frame. We've got everyone in the frame. So first off, I want to show these gentlemen because they've done kind of like the soccer thing where they're wearing each other's kits.
Yeah.
And we talked about sort of the romantic element of revolutionary Paris. They also finish each other's sentences. So this is some of their work. Yeah. This is some of their work that they're wearing. They're wearing each other's pieces as well.
And our underwear also have each other's.
what's it like working with Pat and doing the concept art and helping to create a Paris that is recreated in game?
We could go for like the jokes and
true?
sayings. Yeah, it's terrible, basically. The truth of the matter is it's awesome. It's been a real pleasure. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here talking about it.
That's
I
true.
really fuck this. I wouldn't even be. Oh, fuck this.
And there's the first one.
We made it over 45 minutes.
All right,
Give
good
us
stuff.
record, man. I gotta expect not to start swearing.
It's been very easy to work with.
Amen to that.
Remember that? Natalia, would you like some more?
Thank you.
Let you guys cheers amongst yourselves. Here, let's
I just
get a
get
little more Pat in there. Sorry if my head's covering the frame.
Pat,
All right.
it's been awesome. It's been a great
Those
adventure.
guys have a big ginger ale.
And let's answer the question. So go ahead.
Richie. The same, it was a pleasure. It was the easiest thing ever to work with him.
You kind of put them on the spot.
I'm
What are they
all-
gonna say? Are they gonna say?
No, it's a fair question.
Do you want
I
one?
think it's
Yeah.
fair. No, what could we say? Honestly, if we didn't have fun, we couldn't say anything, right? So you
That's
gotta think
true.
about that.
But I guess in truth, I mean, this could be you're covering up for not having fun. And Ty just said that we're not really, what'd you say?
Well, no, we're not.
Playful
We're
or
fine. We're not silly.
We're not a silly.
silly group,
No,
yeah.
I think
we're a
that's
fairly
pretty
serious.
Oh, yeah.
Pat's pretty silly. I think you guys are pretty silly.
Yeah.
Richie might have the silliest Twitter feed
It was
in the internet.
That's true.
Richie's, everyone should follow Richie on
Seinfeldian sarcastic observations. I don't know how we describe
So
it. But
here's the thing. So I told Natai maybe a year ago, I'm like, you really have to follow Richie on Twitter.
Yes.
He's really funny.
Yes.
And Natai's like,
And because they were feuding prior, right?
Well,
Like they didn't
no,
want to
no.
talk to each other.
well,
Not until Twitter.
wait. So then I'm like, okay, Natai, you gotta follow Richie. So he's like, okay, I'll check him out. And then the next day he's like, yeah, he's really good. I'm kind of jealous.
Is his Twitter feed better than mine?
I need to
How many
compete
followers
with
does he
Richie. So
have?
now there's just like, I mean, I don't think it's happened recently,
What's
but
your
there was
nickname
some
there?
moments where there was like a back and forth. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's Richie Edom, if you want to follow it. By the way, I think the winners probably know who they are right now, but Dark Elf 7, King Cat 63, the Talon 01, and Nemesis 93. These guys just won some McFarlane toys as well. It's funny, I thought we only had 2 of them, but I guess we'll see what happens. No, we did not get some. We had just actually talked about the rules and restrictions of that sort of thing. Can you shed some light into the audio process? I mean, we're talking about this vast Parisian environment that is filled with mobs. Like, how do you? We've seen from the visual standpoint how it's done. From an audio standpoint, that must be incredibly challenging.
Yes.
All right, cool. That's
No,
good.
it is a lot of work, definitely, and we've been building on all the past ACs, but for this one, we really wanted to refresh the entire soundscape. So we built everything from scratch again. Everything from the footsteps to the environments, the sound ambiences we rebuilt, and they're actually brand new for this game.
We did have one question, and I apologize if it's putting you on the spot. It was earlier from the Montreal segment, and they were talking about, because I had someone from Singapore actually coming in. He was on the sound team as well. They were talking about the sound design, and someone brought up the idea of the animal sounds, and they wanted to know if they were canned animal sounds, or do you have any insight into that process?
Most of the animal sounds were done in Montreal, as far as I know.
Okay.
So I'm not.
I think stock is what I was looking for. Stock sounds.
Yeah. So library sounds.
Yes.
basically.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a few, but we're using newer libraries, so we're not using the old stuff.
So, yeah, because specifically they were asking about a bear from 1980. So that probably
That's
is
extreme from 1980. It's probably there now.
He is probably passed on.
Yes,
Okay.
What's really cool about the way the audio was designed, like it really is. So we have 7 different districts in Paris, and they all kind of have their own different themes. So visually they look different, but then also if you just like close your eyes and you just walk through the city, well, if you could walk through the city by closing your eyes, you'd actually hear that the sounds changed. And that was something that I really loved about what Richie and his team did, especially for La Vie, right? Because you've got like the crows and it feels.
Crows and babies crying?
It's
Are they related? Are the babies crying because
It's just
of the
such a
crows?
sad place to live.
The crows are coming from
Yeah. So do you weave a narrative into this stuff when you're painting this tapestry with the sounds? Are you like, okay, so we've got crows, we've got babies, how are they related? How do we make these babies feel the crows? How do we make the player feel the babies feeling the crows? Does that go through your mind at all?
No.
Oh.
Well, the missions have stories. So in that case, then yes.
I'm talking like backstory, like super meta narratives, like that's.
Well, I think
There's environmental storytelling and everything we do, even if we don't intentionally do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Pat was certainly talking about that, from the visual standpoint, talking about how you would visualize, being there and taking in the entire environment, smelling the smells, and how that, parlays into the art. So, I mean, that stuff does genuinely fascinate me, and so that I was just curious, because it's a similar process with sound, just done with different tools.
Yeah, we're trying to subconsciously evoke mood for the player, right? So we're trying to find sounds that are unsettling maybe for the video, which is a very poor, very there's a lot of decay in the district, right? So we want to evoke that kind of feeling with instead of having happy birds singing, we have crows,
sad birds singing.
Yeah.
all menacing, and instead of having yippy dogs, which are kind of like bourgeoisie, they have these small yappy dogs. We have very aggressive sounding dogs.
Okay.
I'll tell you this much.
Please do.
The work that we get from the audio team really supports the visuals, and dare I say, once the audio goes in, it even becomes prettier or uglier, or it really helps transform how you sense things visually as well. I think it's a very interesting dance that you have on the senses that way. It's really cool. And about the animals,
Did you find one?
no.
We're still looking for that
well, we
seal.
had a dog.
We did, yeah.
Seals in Paris during the French
Oh,
Revolution.
no? I'm just not sure.
Richie actually held Natai and I down with a microphone and tickled us a little to make some
Cry like a baby, cry like a baby. Yeah.
There were a few kind of fun tests we did with GoPros.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what is that all about?
So we stuck, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about for E3.
Okay.
When we were trying to figure out that scene with the guy getting.
Right. Oh, yes.
So we stuck a GoPro on a stick.
Yeah.
And we just got a bunch of guys from the team to go down into the performance capture studio and just act out the crowd. And it's kind of funny but frightening at the same time, because you see like all these people we work with and they're just like, yeah, and you're just like,
Liberté,
okay, this is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Funny,
That's actually one of my favorite parts about this job that I have on the community team. Is I actually was there that day. I got to watch this stuff.
You were there, yeah.
It's you get to see the process. It's the stuff behind the stuff that I think anyone who's watching this loves, and it's really cool.
You actually were in the game. Remember? You were in the game at one point.
I don't remember that. No.
Remember in the video?
Oh yes, that we could not share that.
Zach did some cross-dressing.
Oh, we're bringing that up.
You should show that video.
I wish I could show that video. I am proud of my performance.
No, I don't need to see that video again.
This is
I'm gonna edit
so.
that video.
I am curious how this piece come together. For the people who are watching, whoa, wait a second. Zach is cross-dressing. Michael's in the back. What is happening?
Pat's getting tickled with the tie with Richie. By Richie.
That's
a
one of my
total
favorite
lie.
parts.
Total lie that was.
That one was, yeah.
That was an internal video that we had done for our general assembly.
We wanted to show off the different districts that we
Yeah.
So we did 3 districts. We talked a lot about WF. We also did Latin Quarter and we did Lazy Village. And so Zach, because I'm the producer and I was like, we're way too busy. I can't let anyone work on this video that we have to do for this internal because I need to do that. Zach graciously volunteered. And so he dressed up as.
There were 3 characters.
16.
Yep.
You're in the AmeriCorps.
Yes.
And,
That would be the
some
cross-dressing portion.
Some random peasant.
Yeah.
I got a name on that one.
So Zach, we kind of came up with this idea of like MTV Cribs, and Zach, went through different parts of Paris to show it off, and he played these different characters, and he made a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I thought we recorded on the same thing or not?
Oh yeah, that was like
Beer and all.
we stayed until like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning to get that done.
So, and I apologize that we're talking about this.
Yeah.
Tweet at Ubisoft and ask them.
Yeah, they should upload it to the YouTube channel.
No, we
It
don't have
was
to.
fun. It was fun. I want to bring in some more people because we do have a little bit more champagne to share. So thanks so much for hopping in, Richie, Nacho, Bronco. Congrats on the launch. Super exciting day. Feel very proud.
Thank you very much.
Thumbs up. I think we want to bring in Rob as well. And it's funny, we were talking about all the cinematic stuff. And here Rob is joining us from the cinematics team.
Hello.
This is Rob Martin. There you are. This is for you. You can shake some hands too. There you go. And we will toast to you.
Toast?
Yeah, let's do another toast. Might as well. We're gonna be handing it back to Montreal and all right, Ty, don't worry about it. It's all good.
That's why it's busy.
You missed the cheers. We love you.
Oh, no.
We love you.
I still
There
have
it
a
is.
little
There.
more. Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. There it is.
Sorry, I was hiding.
And again, cheers to the fans. Thumbs up. Do you have maybe an anecdotal story that you would like to share? I'm sure, we were talking about the silliness of some of the teams. You guys have some playful personalities.
Yeah, we do. We have I work down in the motion capture studio, so we did a lot of the cinematics here for Assassin's Creed TV, and one of the funny things that was sort of saw going on was these hats that they have on, that a lot of the guards have, the bicorn. Is it bicorn? I believe it's called bicorn. I think the big Napoleonic hats there. And I remember one day we were shooting downstairs, and they wanted to sort of capture the sort of height of the characters in their environment. So what we actually did was we had our actors in there with their suits on and all their spandex and stuff, and then we actually rented these giant bicorns that we had markered up there for them to sort of give a sense of the height and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny to see that, they're all in their big fancy hats on today. That was kind of
Sounds like a Saturday night.
So they were spandex with giant hats.
with giant hats, with
Yeah.
and big feathers coming off the hats and everything like that. But I think overall it really captured the feel of the shoot that day.
So do you still get the giggles with the range of motion stuff, the ROM stuff, and people are just calibrating all the cameras?
Oh, you're doing a little dance, the break dance.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty silly, some of the stuff, and we usually the crew down there will put on a different song every time they do it. They mix it up a bit, and we'll have some fun with that stuff.
Do you have
in the
a favorite
afternoon.
song that has been used like that you have like that when you hear it you say that's my jam?
I haven't been down on the actual shoot floor for a lot of those, but I do know that I've walked in a couple times and they've been doing the Mortal Kombat. Test Your Might, Mortal Kombat techno theme.
From like 1990.
Yeah, that's been sort of a favorite. I think Graham down there.
Everyone gets jacked.
Yeah, everybody gets excited about that one. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much. We're gonna say farewell pretty soon. Great job again. Congratulations. If you want to bring this down to one lucky dev member. That's our last one.
I'm sure I can find someone.
You can actually bring this down too, because there might be someone who can rock it from the bottle.
Okay, I'll just take this back to my desk.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Thanks for jumping on. That's Rob.
So you're asking about animals? I found you a goat.
Yeah.
Oh!
And we don't do the goat simulator game in here.
All right. No surgeon simulator either, but there is lots of.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh! That's a little
He
surgeon.
was a criminal. He is no longer.
Oh, he has done his criminal days.
So we were really trying to populate our world with goats.
Who
we
wouldn't?
had a cart and we had a whole bunch of goats in there, and they were great when they didn't do anything except they're kind of like default idle.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they started moving around, then they started like
This one likes me.
kind of stacking on top. Like it was just like it was a lot basically. And we were. So I talked to one of my lead artists. Turn you into horse and just come here. I'll shift your eyes to blood.
Sinners, liberty has no use for you, bloody chap.
Oh, you guys both got destroyed.
Oh no.
We didn't want that goat change.
No, but you do have some of the most powerful guards guarding the goats, which is important.
He was
to
actually
take
guarding a chest.
Well, yeah, but the goats were nearby.
We both died.
We
shepherds.
Yeah,
Are they shepherds if they're goats? Or is that just for sheep?
Smoke, I wasn't fast enough.
Is that what shepherd is all about? The sheep? They're free spirits.
This district is one of the rural areas of left bank.
Sorry, what?
Oh,
okay, all right.
So this area of Paris is basically where the towers.
Oh.
Yeah.
And back then it was like this part of Paris was and then the irony is now in
Yeah, is that propaganda we're seeing, or is that just? Oh, I guess that's a storefront.
Yeah.
Let's go into the dome. The main dome.
It's all about the domes.
It's all about the domes.
Are we bookending this? Is that what's happening? We're basically starting and ending on the dome. We have a question from, I apologize if I do not nail the pronunciation. It's either Vosgoth or Vogoth. We're going either or. Vosgoth?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Does the time of day affect the events that happen throughout the city?
Crowd life changes depending on time of day, and crowd density changes. So right now you see this street outside is really dense. There's a lot of activity. If you come back here at night, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be a lot thinner.
Yeah.
So in terms of like things you would get involved in the city, like systemic stuff, like fighting guards and stuff, there will be less crowd, which means less chance to blend.
I've got a follow-up question for you. Do the freaks come out at night?
The freaks come out any time of day. They don't discriminate.
The freaks always come out at night. Even back in history.
Yeah.
But if you play a mission, the missions have preset time of day.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, it'll have the appropriate time of day if you're in a mission.
We do have weather changes. There is a weather system in the game as well. So, all of a sudden the clouds will roll over, everything will get darker, the rain will start coming down.
Yeah.
And
you know what they say about the rain in France?
No.
I was hoping you did, because
that's Spain.
The rain in Spain. The rain
That's
in
not
France.
France.
The
That's
rain
Spain.
in France and something.
Falls
Maybe
mainly
on
on
your
your pants.
Sounds appropriate.
Pants is the only thing that rhymes with France.
So let's look up here, because we're in one of these interiors. There's a dome.
Yeah. This area, if we could hold on that for a bit, this area itself, I believe, is where Napoleon's tomb currently is resting.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you go here today, there's actually another level down beneath, right underneath the center of the dome, and Napoleon's massive sarcophagus is right underneath here. But of course, in the game, Napoleon was still alive.
Yes. We have yet to meet him at this point where we are, but
he was doing quite well back then.
Let's say he was on the rise.
Yeah.
He had great prospects.
We have a great mission of Napoleon.
We have a really good mission of Napoleon. It's when he's on his first date with, is it Rose? He's on his first date with this woman that he's interested in, who eventually becomes the Empress of France.
He's a little bit nerdy, so like the dialogue is...
He's trying to impress her with like, that he's in the military. He's like, I'm a captain. She's like, oh, only a captain.
Matthias, I'm sorry. Matthias, the technical director of this program, says the anecdote, and he hails from France, somewhere in France. Paris? Are you familiar? Burgundy?
Oh, okay.
He says the anecdote is where there is rain in... No, you can't scroll up.
When there is rain in France.
You can't scroll up. I got to see what that anecdote is. When there is rain in France, that's when you catch snails.
Yes.
It's not the catchiest anecdote, but...
I think it could catch on. Yeah.
So this is more factual than it is. Yes.
Yeah, it's more appetizing if you say
escargot. Better than I thought, yes.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
I of course don't eat snails.
Right.
Because they're animals. I don't eat animals.
Yes, you are a vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian.
Although, my toy does like to kill animals in games.
So
in games, yeah.
Thankfully, we can't kill
He
any
had a
animals.
menacing look when he was approaching those goats.
I've already tried to kill them and you can't, so that's why I didn't bother.
You can kill those criminals, though.
That is not a problem. Criminals will always...
I like those events. I want to get those rewards.
The time is like so much.
Oh, there goes my...
Are you already there?
I wanted my event points. At least I got 50.
The tie's going to be jackrabbit fast here.
Oh,
no, I'm
he's
already stuck. Okay, I have to go around.
It happens. But yeah, that's a beautiful doorway right there. Is that what you wanted me to see? That doorway is remarkable.
But I would like to say, you know, a lot of things with the Montreal team and Singapore and other studios that we've worked with. It was a massive undertaking, and we built Paris for God's sakes.
And it is gorgeous.
And you know, it was a wonderful collaboration between the studios, and you know, definitely one of the highlights of our careers working on this title. So
I don't doubt it.
Just, you know, a big up to all the other teams, and congratulations on your big day. We're over the moon over here.
Leslie, I'm winning. I'm winning.
Wow.
I know.
No. Oh!
Hippie,
Natai
hippie,
won.
hippie.
Natai
Okay, you know
won.
what?
Let's synchronize.
Let's do it.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Look at that dome. Look at the PBR shaders on that.
PBR,
there was some quality
based rendering, just in case
I
In case you don't know what PBR stands for.
I know we're handing it back to Montreal in a matter of moments. Can we answer this question from Charisk7? Can you reset your skill points and apply them again in a different skill tree?
Yeah, I think you can. I don't remember how. I think you might have to pay some francs, but I think you can.
Well,
You're not sure?
So once you unlock a skill, you have it forever.
Yes.
So you're never in a position where like you're going down a tree or a branch where now you're
You
stuck.
can unlock everything.
You can unlock everything. So we're gonna have to find out about
Okay,
that. Maybe
that
Montreal
might
will
not be
have
true.
to answer
I might
that,
have
but
missed
I know for sure, like it's like riding a bicycle. As soon as you learn that skill, you know it forever. You don't necessarily have to keep spending into it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not gonna hurt you. Like you can't sell your skills and get back the points. So that's something that we don't support.
I'm given the 3-minute warning, so I tend to be a little bit long-winded in my farewells, so I will start now, and I will say, first off, thank you guys for coming on the stream.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks on behalf of the fans who are watching. You guys provide insight that they cannot get anywhere else, that I cannot get anywhere else. You've been incredible to work with through this entire process. I've been pleasured and honored to be, you know, a support system part of the team. And I truly and honestly love the work that you guys have done. I've had so much fun with this game. I know the fans who have yet to get the game are going to love it. And I want to thank you guys for all that you've done, and I want to congratulate you on the fantastic job you've done as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Leslie. Thanks, Pat. Natai, thank you. Thanks to Matthias as well, who has been our technical director from the Ubisoft Toronto portion.
Sitting behind the camera.
He is.
He's dancing.
There's
Dancing
a
behind
hand
the
right in front of the entirety of the frame,
Look at that hand.
but thankfully it is a well-groomed palm, we'll say. We are going to hand it back to our. I have no idea.
I'm very confused about that expression. I think we should just move on.
When the rain falls in France, you get snails.
Snails.
Yes.
And they're delicious.
And they are
I'll
delicious.
take your word for it.
Thanks as well to our friends from Paris who kicked off the entire broadcast. We are going to hand it back to our friends in Montreal, the lead studio on Assassin's Creed Unity. They're going to get into their community stuff. They're going to do some heists, hopefully. Loomer and Culprit have been standing by. I know they've been playing all day to get their Arnos to the point where they can customize the way they want to. Gabe and Andy have been awesome throughout this entire process as well. And their first 2 hours were a blast to watch, and I'm sure they're going to just continue to nail it as we go as well. Thank you for watching the Ubisoft Toronto portion. Don't go anywhere. This should be seamless. There's going to be a little bit of a delay, so what I was hoping we would do from our end is put on your best crazy face, so we can just kind of do like a freeze frame, and then whenever they pick it up, they'll pick it up. So I think I'm ready. I don't have anything prepared.
So how long do we have to hold this crazy face?
Anywhere from 30 to 95 seconds. Yeah. No, it should just be 10 seconds. So we're going to say farewell now. Thanks again from Ubisoft Toronto. We hope you enjoy the game. He's got the pillow. Thumbs up to Remembrance Day, lest we forget, and Veterans Day in the States as well. Lots of love from Ubisoft Toronto. Over to Montreal. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the show. Peace. Peace.